The tragic and unexpected passing of Chinese actor Yu Menglong is already extremely shocking, but as more and more details about his accident have emerged, this tragic event has turned into a true web of mysteries and dark secrets. Born in 1988, Menglong slowly made his way into the entertainment world in his early 20s, taking on small acting roles and appearing in singing competitions. His popularity began to rise when he ended up in the top 10 in one of these contests, while he also started to get recognized for his acting abilities. He reached mainstream popularity in China in 2015 when he starred in the drama Go Princess Go and released his first solo album that same year. Since then, he appeared in various popular Chinese dramas including Eternal Love, The Legend of Whitesnake, and The Moon Brightens for You, becoming a well-known name for fans of the genre. Everything seemed to be going well for Menglong, but it all changed very suddenly on September 11th. On that day, rumors started to circulate on Chinese social media claiming that a man suspected to be Menglong had lost his life after falling from an apartment on the 5th floor of a residential building in Beijing. A few hours later, Menglong's agency confirmed his passing, stating that he indeed fell from the window of an apartment and that the police had ruled out that any crime had been committed, arguing that it was a tragic accident. However, they didn't provide any details on how the accident had happened. Meanwhile, a paparazzo shared a post on social media claiming that Menglong had dinner at a friend's home with 5 or 6 other people on the evening of September 10th. According to this post, Menglong went to sleep in one of the bedrooms at around 2 a.m. and his friends found his body only at 6 a.m. when they were leaving the flat. Apparently, a neighbor who was walking his dog around that area noticed the scene and called the police. In a follow-up post, the paparazzo claimed that he had interviewed a staff member of the estate's property management, who apparently told him that Menglong fell from the flat at around 5 a.m. The paparazzo also stated that he noticed that a window on the 5th floor of the building was broken. However, he then deleted all of his posts about Menglong's passing. As soon as the news was confirmed, fans of Menglong all over the world were extremely saddened, with many pointing out how lately he appeared vibrant and positive in social media posts and public appearances, showing no signs of personal struggles or illnesses. Despite this, in the previous months, Menglong had mentioned that his busy schedule was starting to take a toll on his health, and he had lost a lot of weight as a result. Nevertheless, most fans ruled out the possibility that he had taken his own life, and the circumstances surrounding his passing remained a mystery. Officially, his passing was ruled as an accident, as he was apparently drunk after partying with his friends and fell from the window by mistake. However, over the following days, pictures of the site of the accident appeared online, raising a ton of suspicion. One photo showed that the broken window on the 5th floor had several scratches and marks all around it, which weren't present around the window on the floor below. Also, the window where the accident happened completely lacked the insect screen, and some netizens pointed out how it would be really hard to remove it without some special tools. At the same time, some fans noted that Menglong had a fear of heights, and this might have been a factor in his tragic accident, with some thinking that it would be weird for him to stay next to an open window and fall by accident. Others pointed out that Menglong didn't have a reputation as a huge drinker, so it's also weird that he was drunk. Fans began demanding a deeper investigation by the police, but things only got more complicated. First, an alleged clip of Menglong screaming and crying emerged online, but it's hard to say if it's really him. Then, a few days later, a video allegedly showing the moments in which the accident happened started to circulate on social media. The low-quality clip allegedly focused on the building where Menglong was staying, and some speculated that the video was taken by someone who knew that something was going to happen there. Meanwhile, netizens noticed that all these videos related to Menglong's passing were being taken down, as well as comments and posts on the accident, and some started to think that some sort of cover-up was going on. Many netizens began speculating about what really happened, and some crazy stories began to emerge. Some started to point fingers at Menglong's friends, arguing that they knew the truth. While it's unclear who was present in the apartment that evening, some think that actress Song Yirin was there, and netizens even argued that she was deleting questions about the accident on social media. Netizens also took things into their own hands to investigate, uncovering various pieces of evidence on the case which, if real, paint an extremely disturbing picture. Some Some say that Menglong knew the secrets behind a big money laundering racket, and he was allegedly being held against his will in that building for at least a few weeks earlier while being beaten up. The evidence for this was summarized in a post that went viral on social media. According to this post, Menglong's clothes were being hung out to dry on the 4th floor of the building, suggesting that he had stayed there for a while. Also, one of the low-quality videos circulating online allegedly showed Menglong being pulled up from the window on the 4th floor to the one above, from which he fell, apparently in order to create the appearance of an accidental fall. The same post also claimed that a large entertainment company was discovered to have been laundering money for 10 years, but an official announcement hasn't been made yet. The post alleged that Menglong had collected evidence on this money laundering scheme, and he was imprisoned because of this. He was then allegedly forced to drink alcohol and take illegal substances to break his will, and finally, an accident was staged to eliminate him. This elaborate scheme would also explain why the insect screen on the window had already been removed. The post also claimed that on the night of the accident, there was really a party in the building, but instead of 5 or 6 friends, the meeting included 17 people, most of whom were important figures in the entertainment business. The same netizen also alleged that a hacker organization had found out that one of the managers present at the meeting had searched online for information about lethal doses of some substances. With the rumors about what really happened to Menglong becoming more and more viral, his mother decided to speak up. She claimed that Menglong had fallen by accident after drinking a bit too much, adding that the police were still investigating the exact details of what happened. At the same time, some netizens alleged that in recent times, the Chinese government had begun a crackdown on Weibo and other social media sites to remove what they deemed to be irrelevant celebrity rumors in favor of more important national news. So, it's possible that instead of a specific cover-up, the posts regarding Menglong's passing fell victim to this larger operation by the government, as most claims about his accident are unverified and regarded as rumors. The Chinese authorities apparently even arrested a few people, accusing them of spreading false rumors regarding Menglong's case. Instead of calming down the rumors, this caused even more suspicion that something very disturbing was going on. In fact, many netizens argued that while it's true that there are many fabricated claims, it's also strange that the police aren't being completely transparent on their investigations as they refuse to answer questions from the public. Another shocking development came when Menglong's mother released a new statement that contradicted what she said previously. She stated that her son didn't pass away by accident, but was the victim of a brutal crime, adding that the perpetrator had publicly lied and used their influence to conceal the truth. Menglong's mother also claimed that she has key footage from both before and after the accident, which allegedly proves that her son's passing wasn't an accident, but a crime had been committed. She ended her post by begging for anyone who had information on the case to speak up and asked the authorities to conduct a real investigation into the case. Meanwhile, new alleged videos and pieces of evidence kept coming out. Some of these clips supposedly show Menglong being dragged and beaten inside the apartment. Also, CCTV footage shows a person believed to be Menglong being caught by another man while running in a parking lot and then being beaten and dragged away. While looking for evidence, netizens also uncovered a clip of Menglong moving swiftly away from his manager after just seeing him lift an arm. Some believe that this big reaction was a sign that his manager had hit him before. Netizens also tried to contact some important people in the industry, asking them if they knew anything. Weirdly, influential businesswoman Tiffany Chen answered that she can't speak about this, so many believe that she might know something. While it's hard to say which piece of evidence is real, the overwhelming amount of disturbing videos, photos, and other information on the case that came out since Menglong's passing has led many people to believe that something truly awful might have happened to him. At this point, most netizens are convinced that Menglong's passing wasn't an accident, but a result of a deliberate operation to silence him for good, and some have started organizing protests all over the world, demanding to know the truth. However, it's still very hard to say whether what really happened to Menglong that night will ever be discovered.